Welcome to Health Coach for Women, a podcast where we explore alternative and holistic solutions to better health and wellness through intentional living. Now, here's your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode today of Health Coach for Women, a podcast where we explore alternative and holistic solutions for better health and wellness. And I'm your host, Marsha. Now, today I want to talk to you about something that may resonate with you, and I'm hoping that it does. All right, but before I get started and get into that, I want you to go ahead and hit that like button, share, and subscribe, okay? And of course, you know, I always love to start out with quotes. I love quotes. And I have one for you. Those doing soul work who want the searing truth more than solace or applause know each other right away. Those who want something else turn and take a seat in another room. Soul makers find each other's company. The Soul of Rumi. I'm not sure who that is, but it says the Soul of Rumi. Don't know. All right, but I like the quote. All right, so that is today's topic, right? Why it's important to do your soul work, how to recognize your soul work, how to really identify and be aligned with your soul work, your soul purpose. All right, so that's what I want to talk to you about today. So today I don't have any quotes. I'm just going by what I'm feeling, right? And so today I'm just going on what I'm feeling. Why is it important, right? Why is it important to do your soul's work? Well, it's important because it benefits not really ourselves, right? Because we are not only self-serving, but learning how to be of service to others, right? And so your soul work could be something that's so impactful that can impact the lives of many that you encounter. And what I like about this quote is that it says that those who want something else take a turn and take a seat in another room, right? But soul makers find each other's company. How many times you've met people or encountered people and you just had this good vibe when you meet someone? You can call it good energy, good vibe, or feel a connection, right? How many times you encounter people that's like pretty much on the same page as you with thoughts and ideas, things of that nature, and see things maybe even from a different perspective. But when you look at it, it can be like this collective, how can I say this? A collective mindset, meeting of the minds, right? I know for me that's happened plenty of times. I can meet people and there's something that you know you can find more the deeper soul of the person, the deeper core of the person by simply just having a conversation. And it doesn't have to be that long, right? All right. Especially depending on the things that you talk about. Your type of conversation will determine that, right? The type of conversation that you have will determine that. And when people are sharing stories, personal stories, you get to kind of see who they are, right? Maybe not 100%, but you see the good parts, the good nature of the person, right? And you can add, and vice versa. You can also detect, you know, low vibe, bad energy. You can also figure that out as well, right? So, but keeping it strictly positive, you can encounter people like that, right? And sometimes meeting other people like that, meeting other like-minded people kind of helps you and guides you, can lead and guide you towards your soul purpose, right? That's not the only way, right? But what I'm saying is it can guide you and lead you to your soul's purpose, because when you are having the meeting of the minds and having elevated conversations, sometimes you can look deeper, right? Looking deeper into purpose, right? Finding purpose, discovering purpose, the meaning of life. Why am I here? All of these things. And not only that, when we look at what is actually going on in the world, right? It also helps us to look at purpose and soul work, and the importance of being able to give, right? The importance of giving, right? Sharing, right? Your knowledge, your expertise, whatever. So giving doesn't mean it has to be something monetary. It doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be something like that, but it can just be giving someone pure wisdom, right? And you can also receive. You can also receive, but you also must be willing to receive, right? You also must be coachable and teachable and willing to receive, and learning from those who are either more advanced or who has a little bit more knowledge than you, and being okay with that, and being a student, right? Being a student, it's important. And in some cases, you'll be the teacher, and in some cases, you will be the student, right? I'd rather be the student. But I also love to teach, right? I also love sharing and giving knowledge and teaching to others. So how do we recognize our soul work? How do we recognize it, right? You want to really ask yourself some really deep questions, and really take time to reflect. Taking time to reflect on where you are, the present moment, right? I've talked about this before, learning how to be present, being in the present moment. Maybe you could be happy where you are right now in your current situation, your current life. And if that is so, perfect, that's wonderful. And maybe you are not, right? Maybe you are not. Maybe you are looking to seek to get another career, improve your financial situation, maybe have love in your life, right? Meaningful connections. All of these things are important, right? And so that's the thing about looking at life and practicing a holistic lifestyle, because it encompasses so many different things, right? Emotional well-being, physical, mental, spiritual, right? Relationship-wise, finances, your connections, your ability to interact with other people, building and making connections. All of these things are important, and it makes up who we are. So when we trying to really figure out our soul work, our soul purpose, we need to take time to reflect. We need to also take time to reflect. And in those times of reflection, having a moment of silence, learning how to be still to obtain clarity, right? Learning how to be still, learning how to surrender to the things that we cannot change, right? Learning to accept where we are right now, right? And being present in a moment, and also learning how to let go of the things that we cannot change, right? And because remember, we cannot control everything. Some things we can control, but in the end, we cannot control all outcomes. I've talked about that before as well, right? Trying to control outcomes. We're not able to always control outcomes. We can manifest, right? But that's a little different from about controlling outcomes when it comes to certain things. All right. So we do that. We take time to reflect. We take time to ourselves. We learn to be still when we are seeking clarity and reflection and seeking answers, right? Learning how to be still. And that can be in different ways, right? And it can mean different things to different people, right? Depending on where you are. So being still, learning how to be still, whether that's through meditation, whether that's through prayer, whether that is from simply just sitting and just be, maybe just doing deep breath exercises. I don't know, whatever that is for you, right? And so taking a moment to do that and really looking at yourself and where you are and asking yourself these deep questions, you know, what can I do in my life that will make a major impact, not just for myself, but for others, right? How can I make an impact in the world? And now this is for people if this is important to you, right? For if you looking to discover and wanting to do your soul work, right? So how can I make a difference? How can I be of service, right? Who am I now? How am I showing up in the world right now? Who am I being right now? Am I being my authentic self right now? Am I being authentic, or am I trying to fit into someone else's persona or expectations of what they think or expect what I should be? Am I really living in alignment with my true self? Remember, that was a podcast episode that I did also, right? Being in alignment with yourself, being in true alignment. And when you're able to do that, you will discover more answers. You will discover the whole purpose of your soul work and your mission, right? Your mission of why you are here, what you were meant to do. And it's not something that you're gonna get overnight, right? But it's a whole journey. That's what life is about. Life is about a journey. It's a process. It's so full of adventure, twists and turns, ups and downs, highs and lows. It's a part of life. But learning how to adapt in life, it's what's going to help you and what's going to matter, right? So if you are someone who suffers from anxiety or depression, you have to really learning how to let go, learning how to surrender, and finding ways to come out of that, right? And finding ways, and you don't have to do it alone. You can reach out to your support group or your mental health professional or your primary care physician and friends, support, whatever, right? Whatever your support group looks like, whatever it is, you don't have to go at it alone. You can find ways to heal, right? But because it's only when you heal then that you could be of great service to others, right? And sometimes we give, right? That's just in our nature for many of us women, right? We just give. And it's not about receiving, but yet there has to be some type of balance. Remember, harmony, it has to be some type of balance, right? So being able to giving, right? Giving who you are, but still not giving so much that you are overworked, overwhelmed, overburdened, feeling used, devalued, not appreciated, right? Also learning how to, again, for it to be reciprocated, being okay to receive, right? How do you identify with your self-worth? How do you feel about who you are? Do you feel that you're worthy enough, right? Do you feel that you're good enough? Maybe you're venturing off into something different, something new, something you may be a little afraid of, but you haven't really tapped into it fully. But it's something where you feel like it's where your path is, you're being led or guided to. How do you know that, right? How do you know when you're being led or guided to certain things, right? Where do you find the most joy? Ask yourself this: where do you find the most joy, passion, fulfillment? Where you feel the most, where you are being the most of service and valued, or whatever, right? Not necessarily looking for appreciation, but those of you in the workforce, right? If you work in the work, of course, people want to be shown that they're appreciated, right? People want to show that they appreciate. So when you come to work every day, you show up on time, you're never late, you like to be at least recognized or noticed, right? And sometimes that doesn't happen, right? And all you get is more slack from your supervisor's upper management, right?
If you are struggling with health issues like chronic pain, being held back by past traumas, or feeling overwhelmed and hopeless, please know there is hope. There is help. Transcendence, a woman's guide to healing and self-love for better health, happiness, and abundance, is a blueprint to help you get your life back and reclaim your health. Within its pages, you'll learn how to elevate your existence by shifting your mindset toward the positive, focusing your energy on what's really important, using gratitude to feel deep appreciation, changing your gene expression through epigenetics, building resilience, and living in a state of flow, feeling love overflow within. Go beyond an ordinary life. Transcend. Buy it now.
So remember, we can't look for outside validation to determine our self-worth. We have to know who we are, right? Without validation seeking, without seeking validation from our employers or from our mates, spouses, partners, from our friends, from our family. We need to be able to identify and know exactly who we are. And how do you do that? Again, by learning how to be in a moment, practicing the attitude of gratitude, right? Identifying and recognizing the flaws within ourselves. None of us is perfect. Recognizing and identifying those flaws, right? And you may need help with that, right? You may need some help with that because sometimes people think they're flawless. Sometimes people think they're flawless and they have no flaws whatsoever. Not so, all right? Everybody have a little bit of something, whatever their little pet peeve is that may not be nothing to you, may be a big deal for someone else. But anyway, so identifying with your soul purpose, right? The importance of that is this is how you can discover true fulfillment, right? And purpose, passion. And now this has nothing to do with money, although it can, right? But the important thing is to recognize your purpose, your soul purpose, right? And the mission, what's at hand, and identifying and getting and tapping into that. And even if you're afraid, not being afraid, if you are afraid, but learning how to do it anyway, right? Do it anyway, even if you're afraid. Right? I always talk about when I first started out and recording videos and doing lives, even lives right now. Sometimes I'm like, I still judge myself sometimes, right? Like, when I'm talking too fast, sometimes my thoughts is going faster than my mouth. So my thoughts is racing because I have so much to say. And then when the words are coming out, I'm fumbling, right? So that's what I deal with. So I think that's one of the reasons why I don't do a lot of lives. And sometimes I just don't know what to say. When I turn the camera on, I'm ready to do my podcast. It's a different story. I don't know, guys. Tell me, I don't know. But anyway, so, being able to do that and stepping into that and just being able to learn how to identify things such as doing your soul work and why it's important. Why is doing your soul work important? Why? Why is that? Take a moment and reflect on that. What are your gifts and talents, right? What are your gifts and talents? Maybe you have this beautiful gift of cooking. I don't know, I'm making beautiful cakes. I don't know, beautiful cakes, beautiful meals, beautiful flower arrangements, right? There's an art in that as well, right? Beautiful art, interior design. Maybe you like to work with your hands, right? And building and creating things with your hands. Maybe that's something that you like to do. Maybe it's writing, maybe it's journaling, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's playing an instrument, whatever it is, learning how to tap into that and learning how to use that to be of service to others. You would be amazed by the things people have done, something simple, or even something simple as even doing makeup, making women feel confident again, making you feel beautiful again, making you feel alive again, right? Learning, maybe somebody's an artist and want to teach you how to do simple makeup, to make you feel beautiful, confident, and vibrant. I don't know. Or maybe it's learning how to not cover up so much and put so many layers on because you're hiding, you're masking something, right? So maybe it could be that as well. And learning to not put so much layers on and learning to be okay with your true beauty, right? Now that's deep. That's deep. So this is why I wanted to talk about that, right? And so for me, what I love doing most is I always love in motivating and inspiring other women, right? That's something I just always love to do, and just sharing. I identify more with working with women because I'm a woman. I was a single mom. I've had my battle of health issues, right? That I've talked about. And I've been there. I've been through different things, right? Several different things that I was able to overcome. Just like you're able to overcome it, just like you would be able to overcome it, just like you have overcome. So we need to learn how to really just tap into uh, our inner radiance, tap into our inner beauty, tap into our inner gifts and talents, and learning how to emerge as that lotus flower, learning how to emerge from the lotus flower that emerged out of the mud and embrace and unapologetically be you, right? And finding that way, finding that niche or whatever, finding that right? That wow factor of what you need to do and why it's important for you to do it, right? It's so important when we can really truly identify with being our authentic self, how that is just half the battle, and learning how to be grateful, right? Looking at things from a different perspective, a positive perspective, a positive outlook, learning to manage our emotions. Okay, learning how to manage, maybe that should be a next topic I should talk about next week, but learning how to manage our emotions. Remember, stress kills, right? You want better health, you want a better fitness, right? Less stress. Learn how to manage your emotions. Learn how to transform that into something positive, right? With the negative emotions that we know what that can do on the body, have a negative impact on the body, right? Learning how to do better with ourselves, learning how to be better, right? Not perfect, but be better, do better, right? Learning how to eat healthier foods, eating more healthier, organic, whole foods, so that we can live longer, so that we can have more energy, so we can have improved brain health. Learning how to do the things that we need to do for ourselves, because remember, self-care is important, right? Self-care is important. We always have to make sure that we're doing that, right? And sometimes we fall off, it happens. But learning when you're aware, making yourself aware of it, that bring ourselves back, anchor ourselves back so that we can stay focused on the things that we need to do. So I wanted to just tap on that. What is your soul purpose? What is your passion? What is the service that you would like to bring and give to the world? How do you wish to be remembered? What type of legacy would you like to leave for your children, your grandchildren? Things like that. What really matters to you? What matters to you most? Right? And why is it important? Why is that thing so important to you? Why does it matter? And what would it mean to have that? What would it mean to experience that? Tapping into your fullest potential, or being able to be at home with your family, being able to earn more income, being able to have more time freedom so that you can travel, whatever it is. When you learn to really tap in to your fullest potential, right? And really see things from a different perspective, and learn how to have gratitude and appreciation. And you can manifest certain things. You can manifest things, right? And it's not that hard, right? I've done it myself. It's not that hard. All right. So I think that is all I wanted to talk about today. I think that was really what I wanted to cover. The importance of really discovering or finding a way to our purpose, right? Finding a way to really, how we can really tap into that purpose, right? It's so important, it's so important. So your soul work, right? Why your soul work matters. It matters. It matters because the importance of what you bring and what you give to the world, right? What you can give to the world, which you can also receive too, right? And what that does for us, for humanity, right? You're like, what is she talking about? Humanity? Yeah, right? Because it's a whole collective, right? And remember, what's the most important thing? What's the most important thing on the planet is love. That's the most important thing, right? And so when we can really tap into ourselves, identify and look at ourselves and be honest with our true self, and really learn to really love ourselves and accept ourselves and who we are and the things that we don't like and we want to improve on, then we do that, right? We work on ourselves. Listen, we are a work in progress every day. We are learning every day. We are evolving every day. All right. When you stop learning, when you stop evolving, are you really living? I know some people would say yes, but I would say no, not really. Life is a ever journey. It's a whole process. I'm trying to find the right words. It's never ending, right? It's full of so many amazing things, right? So many amazing, beautiful things that life can offer. And it's so important that we can, when we're able to really tap into that and help other people, man, and give people hope again, make people feel alive again. And I guess when it comes to politics, when and I don't get into that like that, but when they said when they say make America great again, right? Giving people hope. People want to have something to look forward to, right? So maybe you might be that guiding light to help them on their journey. Maybe you're that guiding light to help make a difference in young child's lives. Maybe you are that aspiring looking pediatrician that's going to find a cure for leukemia. I don't know. Just know that you're great and you're meant to do something great. You're here for a purpose. You're meant to do something great and amazing. Don't let your talents die with you when it's your time, right? Don't let your gifts die with you. Live on purpose now. Live on purpose now. And on that note, I'm going to say it's a wrap. Until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, stay hydrated. It's hot here in Cleveland. Stay hydrated. And until next time, bye for now.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Health Coach for Women with Marsha Roopchand-Walker. If you've enjoyed this episode, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.